Okay, wait, I've got the flag. Quit clapping, Price.
You ready? Watch, I'll blow up this card. Ready? Just trigger
Look,
it.
it's so silly.
What do I do with this flag?
I don't know, dude. Just keep going. Go towards blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards blue.
I got your back.
Anyway, welcome to another wonderful episode of the F Movie Podcast. We're your hosts today, Dylan, Mason, Price, and Nathan.
Hi.
And
Hello. I'm one of them.
I'm a goat.
I'm a goat. We're all goats. We're playing Goat Simulator. It's the only game that lets you have this much creativity with a goat. To our knowledge.
It ties in very well to our movie we're discussing today.
Yeah, if you want organized chaos,
just pure chaos.
then this is going to be the movie. Speaking of, Mason, what movie are we talking about?
I just flew across the map. We're watching The Punisher, the 2004 Thomas Jane version.
And I believe you
I'm
picked this
swimming.
movie.
I did.
Right, sir?
I did. It was on the wheel. Look at how I'm swimming.
But he picked the movie.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of my slots that I chose.
Uh-huh.
Are you trying to say that it's not one that he was forced to choose due to like a category thing?
That's probably
Yeah.
That this
Oh,
was
yeah.
a willing decision.
Yeah.
It was of his own volition.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about the movie. I mean, if you want to know about Goat Simulator, what you're seeing is what you get from this game.
We're not. You probably have a better idea of what we're doing than we do right now.
Honestly.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But anyway, so Mason, tell us a little bit about The Punisher.
Yeah. So basically,
2004 is The Punisher, not
Yeah.
Warzone, for the record.
Yeah, keep hitting that. I'm just not gonna hover over these things anymore.
God dang it.
So anyways, Thomas Jane is about one job away from retiring from the FBI.
He's on his last job.
He's on the last job. This is a perfect heist movie.
He's about to collect his retirement
Yep.
and
Yeah,
retire.
it's the classic.
Too bad things go wrong on his last job. And
Oh,
he kills
no.
off one of the worst people's sons of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
John Travolta.
John Travolta's
John Travolta.
Howard Saint.
Bum, bum,
Honestly,
bum.
you could disregard the Howard Saint part. You could just say John Travolta, and it makes just as much
Yeah.
sense for the whole
Yeah.
movie
It
story.
does. It
If
really
you've seen him
does.
play a
Well-
villain, this is that villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Face Off Travolta. You know.
Yeah.
This is
So
God,
Howard
we
Saint's
watched
wife
Face Off tonight?
gets very upset, and once they realize that they're having a family reunion, she demands the death of all.
It's not a family reunion, it's a funeral.
No, the family reunion of
You should
the
bring that
Punisher.
flag to here.
At the funeral.
Frank Castle. Family reunion.
It's not a family reunion. They're at the funeral for her son.
I'm saying once she realizes that they have a family reunion, she wants the entire
Oh,
family to
Yeah.
kill.
gotcha.
We're talking about.
Can I continue?
Yeah.
So anyways, Frank Castle's whole family just gets slaughtered all at once, therefore turning him into this vengeful person. And from there, it just gets bloody.
I mean, it's your typical revenge flick. First part is setting up revenge reasons. Second part is revenge.
Yep.
If you watch,
I mean,
Taken, John Wick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so many.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne,
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, Jason Bourne's pretty good. Like,
Caption that.
not to
Are
say
you
that the
trying-
Punisher
Are you saying
is
this
bad.
one's bad?
Not to say that the Punisher is bad, but Jason Bourne does a lot more than
Yeah,
this, right?
I agree.
That's
Jason Bourne also has like a cooler plot.
right. Like, there's a lot of
Well, this is
espionage
a
and stuff.
comic book
The
movie.
Punisher
Who is Pink.
is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward about what it is, and it's not shy about it. But yeah, I mean, this is your straight up action flick, revenge story, comic book story, all that jazz. What's everybody's thoughts on the movie? Well, I mean, anybody want to start on up? Anybody got any big thoughts?
Oh, no.
I
Oh, no.
I love how this movie feels very much like it was of an era.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
This is very pre-MCU.
it's hero
Marvel.
movie before the
On a
MCU,
helicopter.
and it's so like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
This
in
is
that
very
way.
much a
It's a timepiece.
yeah. It's gonna have. I have similar thoughts to this as I did.
Easy
Oh gosh.
A.
Yes, Easy
Yeah.
A.
Wow.
Sorry, the music really kicked in all of a sudden on Goat Simulator.
Because I'm on a
Oh.
helicopter and I'm near the roof.
All right.
We found a roof party.
And I
That's
got
pretty
a flag.
I feel like the audio is gonna crash over. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Get out of there, Price. Okay.
Okay, I'm gone.
All right. So
That was a
anyway.
lot louder than I would have thought.
Yeah. No, that movie is Punisher is definitely a time capsule of its time, and
Yeah, you would know based on the many times that they played Broken by Seether and Amy
Seether
Lee.
and Amy Lee.
Yeah.
Did they play it more than once? I mean, I know
They
they
barely
played
played
like
it
some
twice,
other.
yeah.
They played
They
it
did
twice.
play it twice, which is
Oh.
one more time than they admittedly probably should have.
Yep.
But I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. They spent a lot of money to get that song. This wasn't old school Marvel. This was almost bankrupt Marvel at the time. All right, they paid for the song. They were gonna get it.
So, you know, as I was watching this movie, one thing I was thinking is the Punisher doesn't feel like he is a Marvel hero.
No.
He feels like a
Going to
DC
the
hero.
Yeah.
It's like a vigilante, sort of.
It
So,
has.
in that
yeah.
sense, it kind of felt like that was more. It was more in line with the quality of DC movies,
Mhm.
I guess.
Which is not necessarily a strength.
But with the attempts, I think, of the Marvel humor that they're known for, because there were a couple good
there's
jokes.
some
Yeah.
pretty good
There's
jokes.
some yucks. There's some yucks in there. I want to go to my favorite like action like joke, the torture stuff. I was talking with Mason about this a little bit before.
Oh yeah.
Like the popsicle scene where they're sitting there and he's describing like, oh yeah, it's gonna feel cold whenever you and all you're gonna smell is the burning flesh.
What the fuck are these?
And he just keeps jabbing him with a popsicle to make him feel tortured. Like low key, I love that. Like,
Totally.
I will say though,
Price
like
of a
while I
burger.
enjoy it, it's a strange concept to play. Because they had all of the right in the world to go as much gore as they wanted to. This is a rated R Marvel film.
Yes.
And
it doesn't feel very R at all.
no,
Like,
it doesn't.
The whole
Not at all.
time, whenever the whole murder scene of the entire family,
Right.
not a drop of blood.
Not a
really.
bit. Yeah.
Like, I mean, except for I think on the pier there was a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, there's a little bit there. And then like Thomas Jane is a little bloody by the time he gets there, but you never see it like squirting into the guys or anything like that. And we get it. It's not always about like using the blood for like the R-rated stuff, but the action felt like it was very restrained for an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
For what it could have been.
Right.
Especially the Russian fight.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I do
That
enjoy
was
the
just
Russian fight.
comical.
That was
Yeah,
insane.
it's comical, but it's fun. It's a fun fight. Like that's how I look at it. Honestly, that's the most fun I probably have in the
Well,
whole
it
movie.
kind of reminded me of like Blade Runner and
Yeah,
the scene,
like the
old
Blade
Runner.
Gosling one. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that one too. That one felt a little more serious. But
Mm.
I'm thinking more back to the final scene of the original Blade Runner with that like blonde haired guy
Yeah.
like sticking his head through the wall and like the scenes in the bathroom, all very similar.
Right.
Because
right.
also, I mean, you're talking about a tan, bleach blonde dude again.
Mm-hmm.
Like one's a cyborg and one's just the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking about like how it barely felt rated R, I think this movie definitely felt more like a comic book than any rated R movie you've ever seen. Like, it was weird how much they almost made this into a kids movie, like with all of those jokes and all of those like
they had
corny sort of cheesy things.
They try to go for every market, and I think that's. This movie is not perfect. I mean, that's a given on that one. I mean, if you're looking at 2004 old school comic book movies, they're probably not particularly as what they are now. But that is, I will honestly say that is my biggest gripe of the whole film is that why do we have humans attached to us?
Get the fuck out of my
Oh my
way.
gosh.
Oh no.
Anyway, my biggest gripe with this movie is that for having an R rating, it felt like that they had all the tools to be able to push this to the next level, and they pushed it to the next level in all the wrong ways. So I was talking earlier with guys, and I was talking about how I was like, yeah, this movie has boobs in it. Like,
Yeah, it does.
and I'm like, yeah, I mean, they really used R rating in that way, but I was like, I feel like they should have pushed it in the violent side and pushing and making the action more worthwhile instead of just saying, well, we have an R rating, we want this to feel like an adult film and not feel like a kid's comic book movie, so let's just put tits in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt like that's the wrong direction to go. Like, you know, if you get R, you should be able to be like crazy, over the top, very graphic action, and I feel like that would have been so fitting for the Punisher, and especially in a revenge story. But instead, we got tits, which again, not super complaining. It's just as out of place.
It needs to be dong for you to raise it a couple.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude. If Thomas Jane hung dong in this film, are you
yeah.
kidding me?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. How, man.
I forgot the 10 button again. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Oh gosh, dang it. We were gonna use it this time too, but Thomas Jane didn't hang
definitely.
dong. Yeah, like it's weird. Like again, they have a nail sticking out, and they had a hammer, but they went and got literally a screwdriver instead and used that to bang it into the wall. That's my thoughts on it.
I also thought, like, there was one part for me that the editing was super annoying, was when they were having a really quiet conversation near the beginning of the movie, the bad guys,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it was, it directly cuts to a super bright beach scene that's super, super loud. Does that not ring a bell for anybody?
A beach
Because it just made me upset more than anything.
About whenever his kid and him were like hunting down seashells or whatever.
I don't know, maybe. It was near the beginning of the movie, and I just remember because it was super dark and quiet, and then it went super bright and super loud.
I can't really remember.
That didn't stick out to me.
Well, it did for me. It was quite annoying.
Me and Price here. I wanna get your thoughts on this part of it, right? So on the beginning of the movie, me and Mason had a joke on how much you were just gonna hate it because everything is just working sunshiny great, right?
It is rainbows and unicorns.
Yes, and like
When it came to Frank Castle.
yeah, his life never looked better.
Yeah.
Finishes
Yeah.
the last job of his career. He's reunited with his family after a long undercover DA sting or whatever.
And then him and his wife just have this picture perfect relationship.
Beautiful.
Like,
Beautiful.
oh, where's my son? Oh,
No.
you know where he's at.
yeah,
Like, I just don't want you to die again. Well, I'm not going back, son.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I was
I
telling
love you,
Mason.
Dad.
I was telling Mason, I'm like that whole chunk of that movie just feels like there's an impending doom countdown.
Oh,
above it.
yeah.
And Mason was like, dude, Price is gonna tear this up for that. And I don't know. I didn't hear you talk about it right away, so I was like,
Yeah,
oh, what
I
are your
mean,
thoughts?
you might have passed it. I don't know.
Right, you might have
There's
just
always
said
that
that.
little bit of like, with these sort of movies being based on existing understood IPs,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, you know it's the Punisher.
Right.
You know
He
that
doesn't-
things don't go well for the Punisher,
Yeah.
otherwise he wouldn't have become the Punisher.
Well, and my thing too, he needed motivation.
He would have been Father of the Year instead.
I mean, he
which is
did,
much
yeah,
less
like, the
interesting.
funny thing about it is, like, do you really picture the Punisher as having had, like, the perfect life and then it went sideways like that?
No,
No,
I mean, I don't
Like,
think
that
perfect.
was too nice for someone to be the Punisher.
right.
I want everybody to have the same life I did. Pow,
Yeah.
pow, 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 pow.
Exactly. This guy went from having like domestic family, the American dream, right, to literally whoever on the top left was next to that Satan circle.
That's me.
Yeah, Nathan, go back to that. That's what the Punisher was after his family died.
Uh-huh.
What did y'all think about the quirky side characters that appeared
Okay,
whenever
yeah,
he went to the...
On rewatch, I got a lot of thoughts about the roommates.
Oh yeah, the roommates. Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Foster out of
Ben
nowhere.
Foster
I was
was
super
incredible.
surprised.
He was an awesome. I think like just his part. I mean, for what they gave.
He
him.
was the only one I thought did like a decent
Yeah, the other
acting
two were
job.
meh.
John
whatever.
Travolta was hideous. He was awful.
I'm on a firework.
Nah, John Travolta knew
I
what it
thought
was.
he was fine.
I did not. I thought he was
I-
so wooden.
For the
I thought it was
context-
funny just how ridiculously evil his wife was, though.
Yeah, she's like,
She was just
Satan.
like, murder his entire family.
yeah. She's like, that's what gets me off.
Vivian.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like she had like 1 or 2 lines in this movie, and they were the wrong fucking lines.
yeah.
She could have said anything else. I'm glitched out. I can't get out of this pool.
Oh, I'm just
I'm
flailing
under
in
the
the car.
There's a
dude.
ladder.
I think I'm under the pool. Is that
Yeah,
a thing?
no, she's
Oh.
unnecessarily evil,
Yeah, I'm okay though.
but at the same time, it's just like we don't care enough about her to give her a character. Let's call it for what it is.
I didn't ask for
You're
it.
here for Travolta, you're here for Thomas Jane, and that's really it.
Now, my biggest qualm with the movie, though, is definitely the length and how they use it.
Yeah, it's over 2 hours
Yeah,
barely.
it
That
is-
shocked me.
Yeah.
It being over 2 hours, I queued it up and I said, "Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not good."
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
I
not
don't
need
remember
to
it
be
ever
that
being
long.
this long.
And I can
Right.
already say exactly what I want to cut from it. It is basically all the background, most of the background from the villain side,
Mhm.
and the side stuff about Quentin being gay.
Dude, Quentin was
Quentin
my
being-
favorite character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he was.
Quentin's
he was
pretty good. Yeah, Quentin's a pretty solid as a right hand man. I think he crushes the right hand
he
man
does
for that thing. I think he's great.
insanely well. And
And
like,
even
yeah,
when
him
for-
being gay was, you know,
Like,
That's
2004.
2004.
That's racy for then. So.
yeah.
But I think it's interesting though. Even whenever like Travolta's like stabbing him because Punisher has set up this whole like revenge plot for
Yeah.
Cross to
Successful.
just mess himself all up.
Multiple stab wounds, Dylan?
Yeah, multiple stab wounds. Yeah,
Oh.
and
Alright.
I can tell you, like, I love that Quentin is like, why are you doing that? Like the entire
Yes.
time, like you
We're
see
brothers.
right? I know you can see the arm
Right.
around him and everything,
Yeah.
but
He said it.
He said it. He said
Yeah.
the thing.
yep. so we're gonna need that 10-button price. Is what
No,
we're
no
telling
dinner
you.
table scene though. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They were- well, they didn't have enough family time.
Yeah,
to
the
do
family
it.
time kept
They
getting
died.
shorted.
They all died.
Yeah. Yeah, like Quentin, I think felt very genuine as a character. Like he's probably the most genuine character in the whole movie.
But that's
like,
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there was way too much time spent on them, especially
Sure.
especially in the latter half of the movie. It uses way too much time for the villains.
Yeah, it doesn't too, right? Because they use it too much to flesh it out and kind of build up the stakes. But all the death happens in the last 20 minutes. Like
Oh,
the son,
yeah.
Quentin, the wife, and Cross all bite it in the last 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it does make me feel a little bit of like we kind of messed around for a little bit. And I do want to talk about the hitmen.
Oh,
Hitman
it's so good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that they're fun, but I do say that they are kind of unnecessary in the scheme of things. Like they don't make sense in that. So
Like
Cross,
the country singer.
yeah,
the
country-
man that's just like gonna
Harry
show up.
Heck
Yeah.
was incredible,
Yeah.
and I actually looked him up because I was like, "What the fuck is he even supposed to be?"
Right.
And he's actually a character from the comics. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give him some.
Like
Yeah.
they
That song
wanted
was
more
incredible.
characters.
I mean, yeah.
But
it's
it
a
was
good
so
song.
stupid.
It's
Yeah.
him
Look
being
at
in
my
the movie is a
tongue.
little silly because I think of it like this, right? So Cross, like I guess, like he knows that Jane's alive because obviously he drops the tombstone in his golf course.
Yeah,
And from here, I don't understand why he's not like, cool, send everybody and go kill him again. Like,
exactly. It has to be staged. It has
Right.
to say, "All right, send this guy. Once
The
he
fact
fails,
that-
fine.
Yeah.
Send this guy."
he turned it
Yeah.
into a video game, and he's just like, oh, well,
my
I guess
God.
I'm gonna
Ready?
go send the countryman.
oh
Oh no, the countryman failed now. Time to go send this guy.
Send the Russian.
Send the Russian.
It's like
Which,
we need to build up his experience. To make
Exactly.
I know, like he had to level him up
You
to go
gotta
fight
piss him
Cross.
off just enough to where he blows up our entire building.
Right, so, and then they finally get to the building and it's just like, son's dead, dad's dead, wife got thrown off, she took the train, which line definitely lands
So
for me.
good.
She left.
She took the midnight train.
She took the train.
She took the train.
Yeah.
Quentin, he's wrapped up in something.
Yeah, God bless. That's
So
revolting.
good.
Like, I kind of want to kind of enjoy, like, you
I
know,
love
when a
him.
movie knows it's a cheese, like,
Yeah.
and this movie knows it. This movie knows it. So
It's a weird, kiddish comic book
but,
movie,
but I mean, it
with
does
an R
play it
slapped on
serious
it.
at some point.
no,
totally
the,
serious.
listen, Price is gonna say the tone isn't consistent, and it's not. Like, I'm not gonna fight Price on that one. The tone's not consistent. The movie is cheesy and knows it's cheesy, but also does try to have its cake and eat it with the serious tones at times.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna count any points or anything off for that measure for the tone because I mean, you know that when you get like the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
You know it's like a goofy, like serious movie, so you know what you're getting.
exactly. Like the tone. I mean, again, revenge flicks are supposed to have this weird tone of both, pseudo comedy cheese and
Right.
serious action with it. And to its credit, I do think it found a good footing with that. Because all of the action is blood for the blood go. Oh God.
Someone
Nathan.
please trap. Oh my! I got something on my head. Jesus.
Hey, oh gosh, I'm
Oh
now.
yeah, turned
Oh,
all
all
of
of
us
us
into
Demon spawn
Yeah.
goats.
Oh, one's just flying off. There they go. All right.
Poor guy.
How did I do that?
I don't know.
Oh
We're
wait!
also just black goats now.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, overall, I guess other
I'm
thoughts.
stuck in the house. I'm stuck in a pool.
Ooh.
the music that we talked about, the fact that
God bless. Yeah.
it just like it had very light orchestral music that felt like early 2000s, like
Yes.
just generic, like this is in most movies.
Mm.
And then they would just drop like Seether or I don't know if it was Drowning Pool. There was some
There was
other
some- Sure, it was
in the
very-
credits. There was a song that I recognized too, but I don't know.
the if you want to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the level that song is at is never matched by this movie.
No.
It's
no.
never like
Full
the
adrenaline.
Punisher is just he's very methodical in this movie.
Yeah,
he's not
He's a scalpel. He's not
Brutal
particularly.
over the
Speaking of
top.
methodical, he is definitely over the top. And let me combine those 2 points together with the amazing thing that is the climax of this movie, where he, for some reason, has a whole car lot armed with bombs.
Okay.
in order to
Tell me.
make the skull.
Yeah.
set.
So,
Yeah,
admittedly, he
it's
does
like
have
the
a little
Crow.
fun at the end. Yeah.
Cheesy.
He's theatrical. He's like Megamind. What was it? He says like you gotta have some presentation.
Yeah.
It was definitely something like that.
Uh-huh.
God, that was so funny. John Travolta's just getting dragged. He's going ah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, for all the serious moments in this movie, there was at least one or double of like the cheesy, like silly stuff that was
Oh, for
happening,
sure.
and half of them dealt with John Travolta.
Yeah.
Let me see your controller.
I wonder how much fun Travolta had
You can't
filming in that.
glitch like underneath it. Probably a lot.
Probably a lot. Oh, sorry. Okay, I have to talk about the one incredibly very serious and totally lands for me death.
What's
And
that?
The sun. So when he's sitting there and he's talking about the landmine and he's like, yeah, 8 pounds isn't much, but when you're holding your hand out, it gets real heavy. You work out, right?
Like,
And he's just
heck of a
putting it out.
workout.
And he's like, don't leave me! Don't leave. And then right before, like, he kills Cross, like, oh, you killed my son.
Yep.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Oh, God, I love it. I love
So
it so
good.
much.
The lines in this movie. Oh.
Dude, the only thing missing was him putting on sunglasses right after that line.
Like
and
Horatio
honestly,
Caine.
Yes,
just,
dude, I would have given this movie a
Yeah.
whole nother point if it didn't, because that lands for me. It
Yeah.
lands so well.
Hey,
Ah,
bitch!
Oh man, I love it. I love it so much. So like, say what you will, like there's the corny bits, there's the action bits, but God, this movie is not afraid to have fun, and I enjoy that about this film. Like,
I think it knows what it is. And
It is, it does.
Totally wants to
But
blow this thing
the
out.
thing for me though is that
Both.
if I'm going to watch something about the Punisher, I'm going to watch the far superior version, which is the one
Yeah.
on Netflix.
All right,
the one that
fair.
came 12 or
Yeah,
9
that came
I was
years
about to
much
say.
ago.
later.
Yeah,
14 years later.
Yeah, but just because it's newer doesn't mean it's necessarily better. It's
I'm-
just I think they understood the character more, and
right. I mean, they gave it a more holistic,
Yeah,
realistic look at it.
Yeah,
and-
totally.
And
If
John
they didn't,
Bernthal-
then that would not have worked.
Right.
and John Bernthal is just a
Plus-
way better actor than Thomas Jane. Period.
I liked them both.
But Thomas Jane, he just doesn't really do anything in this role. He just
Well,
plays the
they
stoic. Just
Only gave him so, like,
Yeah, they gave him what they gave him, and to be fair, like I said, there's a couple lines that he crushes, and the fight with the Russian, like you feel that he's like, oh fuck, you know?
Yeah.
There's-
he just looks at his gun.
yeah. Can I just say also how much the Russian fight lands? He sinks the butterfly knife into him, and then the Russian just grabs him,
Just,
smiling, holds his hand, and then puts it back on to him
By
and
the
stabs
party.
him with it. That's sweet.
it's up there.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
and plus, like the best part I think of this movie during the Russian fight, especially, was when they were dancing to that Italian
Oh, God.
like
Okay,
opera
yeah.
sort of thing.
I won't
so
lie.
good.
That honestly annoyed the hell out of me. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
that was
that
real
was the
cheesy.
cheesiest, funniest.
that was a little
part.
cheese whiz overboard for me a little bit. Like I was like, all right, we've got a little bit too much cheese
And then
in my
like
mouth.
the
for it.
grenade goes off and like the recorder just
Yeah.
like or the
Shakes.
record player.
Yeah. The Russian bats the grenade back into the
Yeah.
bathroom.
oh yeah.
Like,
With a crowbar.
With a crowbar,
Like the
yeah.
odds that that actually.
I know.
I mean, whatever.
Tom
It's
Shannon
so
has enough
good.
time to get into the bathtub too to survive it too. Like,
I will preface this. This is a guilty pleasure kind of movie for me.
oh, I mean, like, yeah. I
This, when I think of like action movies, I think of like, all right, you're gonna sacrifice a little plot, you're gonna sacrifice some dialogue,
yeah.
but boy, is it gonna be visually fun.
Mhm.
Not great.
But it's just too long. It
Yeah,
does
man.
not earn that runtime in any way. I gotta trim off like 45 minutes of that movie, make it a good like hour 40, and then
You
be
could, honest
better.
to God, probably trim the first 20 minutes. At the moment
Oh.
that he raises up that T-shirt and like
Yeah.
exposes like the bones or reveals the bone skull or whatever, it's exactly 21 minutes,
Yeah.
and then chaos.
Logistically, you could just flashback it and show.
You could.
Yeah, you could
Which
montage
is what they
it
did
4
in the
minutes.
Punisher.
Right, and the
Netflix
following
series.
Punisher one, yeah,
Yeah.
I think again, like this was one that was trying to be more serious. It didn't want to have the cheesemo effect to it, and it held itself to. And I don't really want to spend too much time comparing it because again, it's the same property, but it's done two different tonal things. They took it a lot more seriously. John Bernthal slaps. I mean, like whatever. Like
Yeah,
I
he's real good.
Yeah.
He's really good at grunting.
yeah. Oh, dude, he crushes that. You get hyped every time you hear it, though, man. Like, yeah. Listen, John Bernthal's great. That Punisher is great. I hope to God that they don't let that just disappear into the
Sorry,
void.
something went wrong.
Same.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's
Did
agreeing,
she-
he's agreeing with my point, Alexa. Let him be.
Did she respond to being called God? I have more questions than answers, but anyway, I mean, those are all the highlights for me, and those are all the things that I go back and forth on. Everybody else,
I don't have much to talk about with this movie.
Mason,
really.
you said that this was, in your opinion, the best Marvel movie.
This is my
Yeah,
favorite.
Whoa.
We-
haven't
and I'm
talked
not gonna
about
let that one
but
slide
That
in
was
this
definitely
review.
mentioned.
Okay, right now, Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever it is out right now.
Yep.
I haven't got a
I've
chance
watched
to
the
watch
first
either.
So the
episode.
last movie was
Hey, don't talk
Endgame.
about- Yeah, I
Was
about-
Endgame.
And
So
Is there a
And The
question?
Punisher, 2004. More bang for your buck for your dollar, Mason.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
you
your
guys
thing?
You guys mentioned that this is more like a DC kind of movie
It definitely is.
because it
Tonally speaking,
to
it
me
feels
that
like
makes
DC
a little bit more sense. You know why? Because Marvel movies, up until this point, and for about 15 years after this, they were maybe not 15, probably more like 12. They
Too
never killed anybody on screen. They didn't want anything bad. Everything was a knockout. When the first Avengers came and that caterpillar came out of the sky, no one got injured. Like that.
No, they
entire
definitely
thing.
did.
No, they didn't.
They talk about that in like the side stuff.
Nope.
To Mason's point, in later
No.
movies, they sit there and do the repercussion stuff, but 2016 pre.
Exactly. Before that, they did not. No one gets hurt is my whole thing. So The Punisher comes out in 2004. It is rated R, which is Deadpool gets the credit for being the first Marvel, I guess, within that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this movie did it long before, and they weren't afraid to shed some blood. This movie I watched when I was like 10, maybe 12. Loved it. I've seen it probably 10 or 12 times since, but
Today.
yesterday.
When he said work, he just meant that he was rewatching this.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just the fact that I always start out in this little playground.
I know.
It's just the fact that they weren't afraid to go there, and they finally flexed like what a superhero or vigilante could be.
Mm-hmm.
At this point,
Yeah.
you didn't even have Iron Man yet. I don't think you had
No.
Spider-Man
No.
You had
You had
Spider-Man.
the Hulk.
04. You had.
and
Incredible
that's
Hulk
about
actually came
it.
out.
There's probably
05.
some X-Men.
There was some. Yeah, there was X-Men.
Yeah. There was X1 and X2 or X2,
Yeah, X2.
X2
X2
came
was
out
out
in
2002. 2002.
but
It's right before
but that's
they
the thing.
started
Like
making
none of
bad
those movies. Like I liked X2 a lot. Don't get me
X2
wrong.
is sweet.
Yeah,
Like, I was about to say.
X2 was great, but like, they never hurt anybody. That's my main thing.
X2 definitely killed dudes.
Yeah, William Stryker was.
Stryker killed people. Wolverine
Yeah.
stabbed all those guards
Yeah.
and ripped them up. So, all right, sorry, Mason. You're pointing.
Hey, what was that rated though? It definitely wasn't rated R.
PG-13.
Exactly.
Yeah. To be fair, you could tell me that they used almost about as much blood as the Punisher, because Punisher was not absorbed in using blood.
Yeah.
Speaking of, gather sacrifices, everybody.
I was the one that found the satanic cult then.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like, again, like, my biggest drawback is honestly that they held back still. Like,
I think they held back, but it's also a comic book movie where like, it's it's supposed to be kind of at least comical and some kind of comedy base inside of it, and I think that I don't know. I just really like John Travolta.
I mean, Sean Travolta's fun. Like, Travolta's fun. It does kind of seem funny that Travolta signs up for this, but then you're thinking, oh, 04, he wasn't really doing much, I guess. I guess he does just need that paycheck, you know?
Yeah, I would like John Travolta more if he just played a different character. He just.
What if he played Quentin? And then Quentin played John Travolta's character.
Dude, Quentin was solid. I don't care who he plays.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. It was very middle of the road for me, and then it just went on too long.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
trying
mean, I
to do
feel that.
flips in my drum.
I think a lot of this is just nostalgia for me, but
That's fair. But, we've got more segments on the show, guys, so now that I guess, are we done wrapped on it?
Nope. It's question time with your
What?
boy Mason.
I don't think I have a question.
Okay, so the next segment after the question.
Alright.
Alright, question. Did boobs make this movie better?
No.
No.
Man,
Then this could have been
Okay.
PG-13, to be
You guys
honest.
have mentioned that was in this movie.
Uh-huh.
You don't remember it?
Did I just completely?
It was
miss
in there for
They're
this
forgettable.
long.
For half a
Early
second.
on, they talk about how when when they capture like the drug dealer guy that was with the brother,
Uh-huh.
Thomas Jane is like sitting there, and he's like, "Tell me everything about how they work," and then he's giving him that whole layout, and he's like, "Oh yeah, every day they go talk to the so and so brothers, and they do the drugs, and they give them the dirty money. During that time, there's chicks with tits out in the
Yeah,
background.
it's like a
Oh,
casino.
okay.
Yeah,
place.
it's like a casino place.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff
I
like that.
just didn't.
Yeah, it's a small bit, but I'm just like, you go out of your way to include it, and you only do it that much, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
It's a very small portion.
I'm like, this director just wanted titties in this movie. That's all he wanted. I don't know. I don't got a question other than that, guys. I
No,
won't lie
that's
to you.
it. No.
Okay, I got one. What Marvel movie would be your favorite since it's not this one?
Wait.
Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok slaps.
That's a good one.
If I'm taking out like some of the like later Avengers films, because as much as I enjoy them, like I mean, Infinity War is excellent and Game's great.
Yeah, I agree.
Soccer ball.
I really like Ragnarok. I'm trying to think of my other one that I usually include. Winter Soldier. Oh duh, yeah, Winter Soldier. That I have to put that movie on loop, man. I love that movie.
Mine's the first Guardians.
And Mason, in the first couple minutes
Love
of
that
Winter
First
Soldier,
Guardians
they mow
is
down
really
terrorists.
good.
Yeah.
The second one's not nearly as
Second
good.
Guardian,
Yeah,
I think,
second-
just tries beating you over the head with its themes, and
Right.
I was not about it. Like, I'm your father, even though I'm not your father. Oh, it's so deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate how good one is, though. When you
It really
compare
does.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, one was really, really good.
The first fight scene, though, in 2, where they're fighting that big giant worm with
Oh, yeah.
the song playing over it, that
Uh-huh.
was awesome.
They-
I did really
Yeah,
like
they
it.
crushed it in the beginning of that one. But we're not here talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or 1. Yeah, Winter Soldier, Thor Ragnarok. Mason.
Yeah.
What other movie besides Punisher?
Oh, I found a gold thingy.
I'm stuck
would-
in the crevice.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh,
I would probably give it to. Oh, I'd give it to a Spider-Man movie for sure.
Ooh, give it a Homecoming. Homecoming
Homecoming's
deserves it.
good.
yeah, it's a good
Homecoming
one.
is, that was gonna be my other pick besides Winter Soldier. Honestly.
I'm telling you guys.
Jake Gyllenhaal movie, I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah,
man
alright.
has range.
What's
Yeah,
the second
Far-
one though?
Far From Home isn't bad either. Far From Home is really good, but
Mhm.
It is.
Homecoming, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, we're not talking about it, but yeah, Homecoming had more drama.
There's
for
not
me.
a Spider-Man movie that I don't enjoy.
Not even 3?
Dude, three.
It is Toby. That makes
Three
sense. man.
gives
It
you
does have
something
Toby,
that
yeah.
other movies don't give you. 3
Oh.
gives you something,
Yeah.
and it's that nice
You listen
Yeah.
to jazz.
Uh-huh.
with the hair that's
Yeah.
swooped over the 2006.
I wanna. Have you seen
Cut.
the Have you seen the Donkey review of it? I'm gonna
No.
sh-
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta show
It's
you that off
really
screen
good.
later.
I'll
but
check
Shout out
it
to
out.
Video Game Donkey.
yeah,
We know you're watching this.
we're sure. You've got.
the gold thing.
You come here for the hottest takes and the best informed
Yeah.
decisions on reviews. But
Of course.
with the question out of the way and all of that, are there other segments? I never know.
Now, do you want to dance for a little bit?
No.
You want to do
Stuck in a crevice. I
Uh,
didn't like that.
let's get the scores, guys. Let's get the
let's
scores. Yeah.
do scores.
Nathan, you want to lead the way?
Sure. I mean, this movie doesn't really surprise at any point, honestly.
Not
But
even when the second son dies.
Both
of them.
Both of them. So good.
like it's all just a very predictable setup, but it's still pretty entertaining. Most of the characters are pretty funny. Yeah, it's weird that it's an R comedy hero movie.
Yeah.
From a long ago.
Yeah, yeah, and because it is very much of its era, I think I'd probably go with a 7 on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll accept a 7.
You will? What if you don't accept it?
I'll even accept it in pennies.
Oh. How do you get a score in pennies? That's another question for another podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna land right there with you, Nathan. It's funny. A lot of this movie lands in like the 6.5 territory. It's one of those movies that like low key is kind of bad, but it's so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
enjoyable. But I do think that some of the stuff does land a little bit better than a 6.5 is relevant for. Like I've said, the Russian scene is all fun, solid, dope, like threatening dude, and then again the here holding the landmine scene or the personal mine.
Mm-hmm.
That whole one, I just love the little banter. I want to repeat it again. He's just like, yeah, you look like you work out. And he's just tying up this little noose thing, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, 8 pounds doesn't seem heavy, but when your arms stretched out,
Try it with an outstretched
I would
arm.
give this movie an 8 if he put sunglasses on right after the explosion happened. I swear to you.
Even at night.
Yeah, it's totally unreal.
Darkness.
And
is
then he
all
does
around
his little cowboy shot with Cross, and then he ties him to a car, and then it all explodes, and there's just fucking a Punisher skull. Like, this movie's fun.
It ends on such a weird lit up note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's not perfect. There's like I could do without all the roommates, to be totally honest. All of those ones pretty much.
Well, it
suck.
ends on the roommates too.
I know,
True,
which
yeah.
is what brings the score back down again. Like I would almost give it a 7.5 if it wasn't for how annoying the roommates were and how family dies in 5. The first 20 or 30 minutes of the film is. It's a little bit longer than what I prefer, but all things considered, it's fun when it wants to be fun. It takes itself seriously in the funniest way possible with it. So I mean, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I think it does what it wants to do. Price.
Why doesn't Mason go next?
Because it's Mason's movie, so he should always go last.
No, I'll go if you
Yeah.
want me to.
No, it's fine. Like I said, I didn't have too much to say on this movie. It's way too long, which I think I don't know how they're overlooking it. I thought it was entirely too long.
I was shocked
I
when
didn't
I saw
really
the line.
feel
Yeah, I didn't
like
feel
that.
it either.
I definitely did feel it. I was definitely checking the runtime. It was not enjoyable, but at the same time, it does what it comes to do. It's all right. The acting I don't think is very good. The soundtrack is pretty irritating.
Pretty amazing.
But I'm gonna go with
I mean, that slapped back in the day.
Yeah,
Whenever
you
that
tell
thing
me.
This
came out,
isn't
that
back
was
in the
good
day,
stuff.
though.
Yeah, but when it was.
It's not back in the day. This movie's not gonna age well, and there's a way better Punisher I would watch and put more time into than this one.
To be fair, Punisher doesn't have a movie. He has a series. So,
Yeah, and I'd
and we
much
don't
rather
re-
watch that.
And we don't review that. So.
So I am going with a 4 for this.
Wow.
It was just not that great for me, but still not too terrible.
Very nice.
Before Mason gets the score, anybody know where this basketball hoop is? I want to dunk.
You have one?
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
basketball.
you got a bat? That's a soccer ball. There's actually a soccer
Travel
ball.
to like another
Yeah.
area.
No, it's next to one of those tunnels that you can travel through.
I have been glitched for the past 20 minutes.
All right, Mason score.
Hey, I found you. Like I said, this movie is absolutely a guilty. Oh God, I'm about to get hit by a truck. Guilty pleasure. It's nostalgia all over it. The only thing that I didn't mention that I really like is as soon as he holds up that symbolic T-shirt, it is Hitman exploding, shooting. Oh, I found it, Dylan. Yeah, you found it. It's right here.
What?
Next to you, behind you. It's right here. Yeah.
Oh,
It
heck.
goes in there. You'll probably get points for it.
No, this is a basketball.
Yeah.
It's a soccer.
No, that was stationed in front of the soccer goal. That thing was, because I kicked it. Anyways,
Okay.
this movie's a 9. It's...
A 9?
Wow.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
enjoy
You
this
do it.
movie
The
every time
the
I watch
nostalgia
it.
is blinding.
It is. It is. It's very bright.
Oh my goodness.
It's-
Mason doesn't believe in the phrase rose-tinted glasses.
Rose-tinted glasses. No, like Dylan was saying, the dialogue in this movie, some of those weird little one-liners. Mickey is kind of annoying at times, but you know, you gotta have that little sidekick guy that helps out, gives you the information. I don't understand how he lived, by the way.
No, he definitely shouldn't have.
He should have died early on, as soon as they found out that Bobby died. But that's just how they chose to play it, and yeah, I really enjoy this movie, so therefore I put it on the wheel. And also, someone mentioned this earlier. Are these like petitioners? Someone mentioned the fact that like with action movies like, you know, John Wick, you can only dissect them so much. They're more eye candy. They're more.
I maybe wouldn't pick John Wick with me. I
You
could
all,
dissect that to death, but-
you
Yeah.
always say that with my comedies though, and that's why it's usually.
comedies are the same way.
But you always count points off for that.
Well, how many comedies have we watched? 1 million?
Yeah, it's 1 million.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it could be 1 billion actually.
Oh God, don't.
Um, But yeah, same thing with action. There's not as much plot. There's not as much dialogue. It's supposed to be the action and craziness. So, but yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Also, I think I'm gonna replace that slot with action genre.
Action genre?
Yeah.
We're just saying strictly action?
Just action?
Oh
Well,
man.
it has
Just
to
that
be-
broad, huh?
I was about to say,
Oh, heaven forbid!
Hey,
give
I mean,
a
if you wanna go
broad
that
Yeah, I
category.
know, I agree.
but if it is that time of the time, guys,
That's
like
the
we
time
gotta-
for that wheel.
That time of the time.
Listen,
Time
all
to
right.
go.
So firstly, we've got to amend the wheel because the Punisher is still on here. So Mason,
Yeah, the marker.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a marker.
Oh, do I get to write it?
Yeah.
I wrote it.
Can't believe it's just
It's cool that this is permanent.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did we not?
Wait, is it not coming off?
Barely. It's okay. I'll make it work.
Just lick it.
Yeah.
Caress it a little bit.
COVID's not a thing anymore. Just do that.
What do I
I
say?
mean, based on our reviews, we don't wear masks. We're not 6 feet apart. Only one of us is immune. Oh, 2 of us are immunized now.
I'm 2.5.
Okay, 2.5.
Action with a Z.
Action movies.
Underlined.
What?
Let's not underline it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
It has to be
Uh,
zombies.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Zombie movie. Anyway, you know the wheel. You love the wheel. It's
Yeah,
that
we'll just do
time.
it from that way.
Yeah, we gotta spin. So Nathan, would you
Nathan?
mind doing the spin, buddy? I'll hold it.
Give us a spicy one, Nathan.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
I can't see what it is.
What does that say?
Guest host.
Who put that back on there?
Oh, it's guest host time!
Who put that on there.
You know it, you love it. It's time for a guest host.
I thought we took that off.
No.
No.
Do you see what's on the screen right
No
now?
penis shape.
You're on top of somebody too.
Oh, I didn't mean.
You're holding his
that.
hand down.
So,
When did we? I thought we took that off.
no, we definitely left it on.
No, we left that in black and
Yeah,
white on.
yeah,
Yeah.
we left that on.
So,
Yeah.
we don't know what movie it is yet. We don't know who the guest host is. But you're going to tune in next week, because you always do. We're going to have a guest host! Make sure to tune in for our surprise movie pick on that one. And then we get to replace the slot. How do we replace the slot? We'll talk about that off air. Anyway, guys, if you liked and enjoyed our review of The Punisher, make sure to hit that subscribe button to always know when we're putting out these sweet movies. We're going to have more people on the show, apparently. Who knew? Price didn't.
I did not.
If you like this more than Price likes the guest host slot, make sure
Or
you
the Punisher. Yeah.
yeah, if you didn't like Price's thoughts on that, you can make sure to let them know in the comments instead of hitting that thumbs down if you didn't like
You
it.
got
I
one
mean, I
vibe,
understand.
right?
We're a low budget thing.
What if
We're
they
not-
agree with me?
if you do like it, then hit us the thumbs up anyway because he's on this channel. So it's a win-win either way, guys. But if you let us know in the comments below, we will be your best friends. We'll love you. We'll talk to you. We're not too big for the channel to just dive into the comments.
It's true.
Let us know what you think. And otherwise, we will tune in next week with who we don't know. We'll tell you then.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Make sure to hit the bell.
Good job.
Just that
No
sign
penis
just
shaped food.
flapping.
I know.
Price wasn't holding him down.
Huh.
You're pinning him.
There's nothing better than just intense yelling every time a pick's been made.
Yeah.